Grand rising, everyone. Woo woo! Today is Wednesday. Wealth Building Wednesday. Wealth Building.
Well, Building Wednesday.
Welcome to Grand Rising Elizabeth Wealth Building Wednesday with your host, Lakeisha LeGrand, also known as Madam Finance, because I love helping people, especially women, to build wealth with confidence. Well, y'all, I'm just so excited about 2026. We just finished our first quarter.
Woo-hoo. Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm excited about 2026. And we just finished our first quarter. Oh my God. Now I started off with the year with a bang. I was getting it in. I was doing all kind of stuff. Then I kind of slowed down a little bit, didn't keep up that fast pace. But I am so proud of myself of the accomplishments that I made in the first quarter. Anybody excited about what they did in the first quarter? Anything?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, you've been
Um,
getting it in, Dietrich. Can you tell us something that you were excited about?
well, you know what? Social media. I've been really tapping in more with that. Um, Reaching out to different people around the world. I mean, that's been awesome
Nice.
because you realize, this world is small. I
Mhm.
mean, it's like you can be connected to everybody. So it's been great.
That's amazing. Anybody else proud of what they've done through the first quarter? Well, anything exciting over the weekend? This is my first time really getting a chance to talk to you all. Um, I think one of the things that was exciting, a lot of people from global, a lot of different places. I heard of Big Girl, Black Girl Ventures. They've been having these pitch competitions, and they've been going from city to city to city. I think the next one they're going to be at is Chicago next.
Oh,
And so that was an amazing thing that this amazing thing that what they're doing, giving you an opportunity to pitch your business for some money, which is really great. And so a lot of people from global Detroit just showed up and showed out. It was some amazing pitches, that was going on. And I didn't feel my best for the past, few days. And I just want to talk about a little bit about the importance of showing up, right?
yes.
Because I did everything with my ego was trying to talk me out of going, talk me out of
Uh-huh.
showing up. You didn't get a chance to really practice it like you should have. You're really not feeling that well. But something in me said show up anyway. Thank God for mentorship. Thank
Yes.
God for mentorship, and you have people there to help you and to push you. And so I just kept thinking about what my mentor has always say. Sometimes you just gotta show up, even
Yes.
when you don't feel like it. That's the time when you just push, and just keep going. And I'm so glad that I did not listen to my ego. I wasn't perfect, right? I wasn't feeling my best, but I did it anyway. And because I did it anyway, I did get a chance to win $200. Okay. For 60 seconds of speaking. So it just goes to show you that sometimes you just have to show up. Grand Rising, Bridget Hand, Grand Rising, Sharonda, Evelyn, everybody. Yvette Fawcett. So sometimes you just have to keep moving forward and just showing up. If I had talked myself, into going, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to win the $200. And I wasn't perfect. I didn't feel like I had everything together. And so sometimes just show up and you never know what God can provide for you. So I just want to say show up. Sometimes when you don't want to do it, it's the best time. When you get there, sometimes the struggle is just getting there. But
Right.
when you
Right.
get there, you'll be so glad that you did. So
Yes,
glad we did. We let the ego think different things, circumstances talk of talk us out of different things. So I just
true.
wanted to share that information. It's not about perfection. It's
Right.
it's about making some movements, making movements. Okay. So
Thank you. Thank you.
everybody knows that I love to start the show off with a millionaire and billionaire success story. Now, this one's going to be a little bit longer than normal, but this one is just so powerful that I just really had to share. So, I want to tell you about a man who was so powerful, so wealthy, so untouchable that when the United States government ran out of money, they didn't call the Treasury. They didn't even call Congress. They called him. His name was J.P. Morgan. And at the height of his power, he didn't just run a bank, he was the bank. Let's sit that for a minute. That's power, okay? But here's the twist: the bank that still bears his name today, JP Morgan Chase, is one of the largest financial institutions on earth, worth over 400 billion. And not one member of the Morgan family controls it. Not one of them sits at the head of the table. That is the lesson. And we're going to get there. But first, let's talk about how he built it. Now, I want to be clear about something right off the top. J.P. Morgan was not a self made man, and he was the first to admit it. He once told the governor of New York, if I had been able to succeed in the station of life, I attribute it more than anything to the endorsement of my father's friends. His father, Julius, was already a powerful banker in London. His grandfather, Joseph, founded Aetna Insurance. Yes, the same Aetna you know today. When grandfather Joseph died, he left behind an estate worth over $1 million. That's about 40 to 50 million in today's money. So JP Morgan didn't start from zero. He started from generational advantage. He had a generational advantage that most people don't have. And here is what I need you to hear. That generational advantage did not make him soft. It gave him a runway, and he used every inch of it. There is a difference between being handed wealth and being handed opportunity. Morgan was handed opportunity. What he did with it was entirely his own. When his father died in 1980, Morgan inherited a 12 million estate and his father's role in the banking empire. His fortune doubled overnight, and then he got to work. What made J.P. Morgan different from every other wealthy man in his era was this: he didn't just build companies, he controlled industries. Here is a partial list of what this man touched. He controlled 21 railroads. He formed General Electric after buying out Thomas Edison Company and patents. He bought he bought Carnegie Steel from Andrew Carnegie for 480 million and merged it with other companies and created US Steel, the first billion-dollar corporation in American history. He bought Carnegie, he financed Edison, he rescued the United States government twice. Not once, but twice. This was not a man who worked in the system. This man was the system. And did and he did it all through one skill that very few people talk about. He turned failing companies into profitable ones. His banks didn't just lend money, They reorganized, restructured, and revived businesses that were collapsing and walked away with control. That is a financial system architecture mindset at the highest level. I want to spend a moment on one specific story because this is the one that nobody tells, and it is one of the most powerful wealth and powerful stories in American history. The year in 1907, the United States is in a full financial panic. Banks are failing. The stock market is collapsing. People are lining up to pull their money out of every institution they could find. And there is no Federal Reserve. There is no safety net. There is no bailout plan. So what happened? JP Morgan called every major banker in America to his private library. He locked the doors and he did not let anyone leave until they agreed to pool their money and stop the collapse. One man, one room, one night. He single handedly stabilized the American financial system through sheer force of will, wealth, and relationships. That collapse directly led to the creation of the Federal Reserve in 1913. America realized it could not keep dependent on one private citizen to rescue the entire economy. JP Morgan was so powerful that the government literally built a new institution just so they'll never need to call him again. Let's let that land for a second. J.P. Morgan died in 1913, Rome, Italy. He left his fortune and business to his son Jack. He left his extraordinary art collection, one comparable to a royal collection, to become the Morgan's Library and Museum, which is open to the public in New York City today. And here is where the story takes the turn, and I feel like we all need to hear this. The Morgan family, the descendants of the man who controlled 21 railroads, created General Electric, rescued the United States government, have not been active in JP Morgan Chase since the mid 1970s. The family fortune diminished significantly during the Great Depression. The family's commitment to philanthropy further reduced the wealth, and eventually the bank that carries his name allowed itself to be acquired, merged, and organized until it became what we know today as JP Morgan Chase. So the name, still one of the largest banks in the world, over 400 billion in value. The family no longer controls, owns, or sits at the table. The seat of power is passed to outside executives and shareholders. The lesson is you can build the most powerful institution in the world and still lose the chair. Morgan built the greatest banking empire America had ever seen, but the family had no structure, no trust system, no ownership lock, no succession planning strong enough to survive generations. The Great Depression, government legislation, and time did what no competitor ever could. The Morgan family no longer controls Morgan. Now, the real lesson. Now, what do we take from JP Morgan? We take the deal making mindset. We take the understanding that controlling industries is more powerful than working in them. We take the lesson that relationships and reputation are currency. The Morgan's greatest asset was his network, not his net worth. And we taking the warnings also. The Rockefellers, they built trust. They built family councils. They built structures designed to keep the wealth and the power. inside the family for generations. That is why the Rockefeller name still carries financial weight over 100 years later. They're still taking care of over 200 people in their family. Morgan built the empire, but he did not build the vault. And when the Great Depression hit and the legislation changed, the empire survived, but the family didn't. The bank is still here. The family is not in it. That is the difference between building wealth and building legacy. That is my JP Morgan Chase.
That is wow.
Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. That's an eye opener.
Yeah. Y'all remember General Electric?
Yeah, that was powerful. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Y'all remember Aetna Insurance?
Yes.
Yeah. And 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 actually, I'm an ex-banker, right? And I'm an ex-banker, and I gotta tell you, JP Morgan Chase, when I say they had top-notch training, I could not have gotten the more training than I received at JP Morgan Chase. That's where I received my Series 6 license. That's where I received my Series 63. When I say it was intense, but it was so well structured, I mean, it was the best training that I could ever have. I mean, top notch, top notch, top notch training, top notch training. So I just thought that was so profound because of where we're going today in today's show. So I hope y'all enjoyed that just as much as I did, because I just really love that background. Anybody have any comments or anything? No comments? Do anybody like Chase? Anybody bank with Chase? Miss
I
Mac,
preferably do not like Chase.
you don't like Chase? Okay, okay. Anybody else? No comments? Okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and move on.
I bank with Chase. I couldn't hit my button fast enough.
Oh, you could hit your.
Yeah.
I was trying to hit my button too, sis.
Yeah, I bank with Chase. Yeah, I like it a lot because I learned a lot at JP Morgan Chase. Yeah. And there's more to the story also, but I couldn't get it. I felt like that was long enough. I hit the main points. So I wanted to do that success story to go into our show today.
Well, the reason why I couldn't hit my button like her. I bank with Chase. And the reason, Chase is different. They got me spoiled. When I go to another bank, I can't take the other bank because Chase do everything for me. And when I go to other banks, I can't take the procedures that they have because Chase, I have a relationship with Chase, and their things that they do is just different than other banks. And thank you for that presentation because I needed it this morning. I needed the Sunday success story because I'm getting ready to start my school. So I needed to hear that. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, congratulations. Yeah. That story was just so profound. But I didn't realize about the Aetna insurance, and I forgot about General Electric. It's just, you know,
He
amazing.
on fire. He on fire.
On
Oh,
fire, okay? I knew the
oh,
man was powerful,
yeah.
but I didn't know he was that powerful.
He
All right, so I
powerful.
have the power. I'm gonna go ahead and go into the presentation. We're probably not gonna get a chance to go through all of it, but I do recommend if you don't have your pen and paper, you might want to take some notes for this one. Yeah, so okay, where is it? Let me find it here. I do apologize. It was sitting right here. Right here. Okay. Now I can see if I can find it now. Okay. Can y'all see this? Can y'all see?
Yes.
You can see it. Okay, let me go. to the beginning. Welcome everyone who came in. We really appreciate you for showing up today. I really appreciate it. So, today we're going to be talking about the financial decision framework. We're going to stop guessing what to do with your money. This is Wealth Building Wednesday. My word for this year was expansion. This is the season of expansion for 2026. I want to do an important disclaimer. This presentation is for educational purposes only. I'm not providing personalized investment advice. I'm not recommending the purchase or sale of any specific stock. Always do your own research and consult a licensed professional before investing. I am an investor and a financial literacy educator. So, most people don't have a money problem. They have a decision problem. Everyone is asking, what should I invest in? I hear that all the time since this last year or so. What do I invest in? I opened up my brokerage. I don't know. What do I invest in? Nobody is asking, am I even at the stage where investing makes sense for me right now? But today we're going to fix that. God is not the author of confusion. If your finances feel chaotic, that means your structure is off. I want to talk about the industry truth, the financial industry. The financial industry trained people to sell products, push policies, chase commissions. But wealth is not built through products. It's built through systems and sequence. Systems and putting everything in a specific sequence. The first stage I want to talk about. Oh, wait a minute, I think I missed one. Hold on, make sure. There we go. We have the 5-stage financial decision framework. Your money has an order, believe it or not. Stage 1. I'm going to move this out my way. I wish I knew how to get this out my way. Okay. Stage 1, income protection. Stage 2 is your emergency plus cash flow control. Stage 3, investment foundation. Stage 4, retirement income strategy. Stage 5 is your legacy and estate planning. See, stewardship is not about how much money, how much you have, or how much money you have. It's about how well you manage what you've been given. Stage 1, income protection. Income protection includes life insurance, health insurance, disability insurance, homeowners insurance, fire insurance, and so much more. If your income stops, everything collapses. This is your foundation stage before a single dollar is invested. The key question is, if you couldn't work tomorrow, what happens to your family? Think about that for a second. A good person leaves an inheritance for his children's children. Protection is love in action. Stage 2 is stabilization, being stable. This is where your emergency plus cash flow control. Emergency fund. People, have a difference of opinion in this particular area. Emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of expenses that are liquid that you can have just in case of emergency. One of the reasons why it's important to be able to have your expenses, 6 months worth of expenses. Because if you don't have it and you start really investing, what happens when there's some type of something devastating or something emergency happens, the first thing you will do is just go into your investments that you've been investing. And we're talking about generational wealth building. We're talking about buying, holding, and don't touching it for 10 years, 15, 20, or 30 years, depending on your age, right? So it's important that you have an emergency, so that won't be the first thing you do. Start going and dipping into your investments. Budget. Budgeting is awareness, not restriction. So a lot of times we look at budgeting as a negative thing, but it's not. If you be able to budget and work on a budget, you can accomplish anything. I feel like you can do anything with planning and budgeting. That's how I used to go on all my trips every year, because I would plan it a year out, watching my budget, seeing how much I could spend every month until the following month, and then to the new year, then I get my income tax. So it's about planning. It's about awareness. So don't look at it as a negative thing. It's not. The bill method. I'm not going to go deep into the bill method, but the bill method is one of the things I'm working on in Legacy Building Academy that's coming soon. But the method pretty much talks about turning your bills into a paycheck, your first paycheck to yourself. Then we got the flip strategy. We're going to flip this thing all the way around, which is in the Legacy Academy coming soon. So please follow me on Instagram, Facebook, all my social media, so you can stay up to date, because it's going to be fire. Okay? Flip the order of where your money goes. That's the main concept. Own framework. Own your numbers before the numbers start owning you. This is a powerful framework that's also in the Legacy Building Academy. She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Stewardship is daily, ladies and gentlemen. Watch your spending daily. Make sure that you're being intentional about your goals, intentional about your daily affairs. This is biblical. Stage 3 is about growth. This is your investment foundation. Now you can grow your money, not before. This is where you start with your brokerage accounts, your Roth IRAs, your 401ks, your ETFs that I'm talking about. People who don't know the ETFs, exchange traded funds, if you're not familiar with that, please, I recommend you go back to madamfinance.com, pull up shows, and it's a wealth of information that is recorded. So your ETFs like VOO, QQQ, SCHD, these are dividend growth ETFs. REITs for real estate exposure without owning property. REITs is real estate investment trust. If you don't know about that, I do again highly recommend that you go in and look up some of the previous shows. We got REITs 101, etc. But this is a great way to get into the real estate game, commercial buildings, without worrying about toilets and tenants and different things like that. SCHD Spotlight. Consistent dividend plus capital growth, income while you sleep. The parable of the talents, I know you all have heard this over and over and over again about the parables of the talents. Wasn't about playing it safe. It was about multiplication. That we're supposed to be producing, everyone. We are evolving beings. We're supposed to produce. And so, just to get a little brief summary regarding it, when the first talent, they went out to the marketplace and came back, and God was pleased. The second talent, on and on until we got to the last talent, who thought it would be best to hide it. I think he buried it, to bury the talent. And then when God came back around to him and he opened it, he thought God would be pleased, but he wasn't. He called him a lazy, slothful servant because he was supposed to go in the marketplace and was supposed to produce. They had businesses back then. He was supposed to go out and produce, and he didn't. So we want to make sure that we are multiplying our money. Stage 4 is all about sustaining your retirement income strategy. Yes, most people don't have a retirement income strategy. Most people think retirement equals saving more. No, retirement don't just mean saving more. That's what we think about. We need to save, save, save. It's actually about income design. What are you designing? What strategy do you have when it comes to your retirement, right? So you want to think about that. The chess framework. So I know y'all saw the picture of me at front of a chessboard. See, I've been playing chess all my life, ever since around 7 years old. And chess is pretty much how I've always lived my life. You know, very analytical, have been strategic, sitting up here trying to figure this whole thing out. That's why I love studying millionaires and billionaires. But the chess framework is also in my Legacy Building Academy, and it is powerful. But the chess stands for calculate, to calculate your move, to harness it, then execute, have some execution for your money, then stack that money, and then secure your money. Then we go into Social Security timing strategy. Yeah, we need to your Social Security. What do you want to do with that? Are you going to retire, get your Social Security at 65, 67, 71? You know, it all plays a portion, a plan of knowing what you're going to do at the time of Social Security. Multiple income streams. We're talking about dividend strategy, rental strategy, annuity strategy, and so much more. The key question is, if you stop working at 65, where does your monthly check come from? Where your monthly check coming from? So it's time to think about multiple streams of income, different things that you can do. Like, it is no excuse right now because God has given us everything we need to live the life that we want to live. Everything. Abundance is your birthright. You can do whatever it is that you want to do. And let me just be clear. We're talking about generational wealth building, legacy building, something for your family. Don't try to do it without God. Always include him in your action steps. Even in your business, we pray to God and ask for so many things in our personal lives, but sometimes we forget to include God also in our business, in our finances. So I highly encourage, don't not try to do this on your own. We build so our future for our future selves and our families never have to grind forever, right? Because rest is a kingdom principle. They're not supposed to be a time of rest, a time that you ain't constantly hustle on the hustle and grind. Stage 5, one of my favorites is legacy. Legacy plus estate planning is stage 5, which is so very, very important. This is where we talk about your wills, your trusts, your beneficiary destinations, right? We had Tina come on last month about the wills, the trust. She talked about power of attorney plus healthcare healthcare. What something happens to you, who's going to be in charge? Who's going to help you? Your healthcare director. Instructions for your families. Do you have instructions for your family? Do they know about your accounts, your policies, your login access? Where is that stored? Are you having those conversations? Sometimes I know it is an uncomfortable conversation for most, but it's something that needs to be had. The checkmate framework. So, y'all know I love playing chess. And if anybody who knows about the chess game, is that the end goal is checkmate. And so, checkmate framework is in my Legacy Building Academy that's coming really, really soon. Checkmate means control how every coin keeps multiplying as the empire rises. That's so very important. Key question. If you die tonight, would your family know what to do? Be honest with yourself. Would your family know what to do? Wealth is generational worship. What you leave behind is an act of faith in who they'll become. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about Morgan, because you saw his family left him something. He left him an opportunity. Let's leave our kids, our family, an opportunity. I don't know if some of you all remember on a show one time, and I didn't originally hear it from Warren Buffett, but I found out later that this came from Warren Buffett, that you want to leave your children enough money so they can do something, but you don't want to leave them too much money that they do nothing. When I first heard that, I was like, wow. You want to leave your children enough money so they can do something, but not too much money that they do nothing. Let that rest. I think about that a lot when it comes to my children and how I am going to structure what I'm structuring. Where people go wrong every time is that investing before they have an emergency fund. No beneficiaries on file or outdated ones. It's important that you have, we were talking about a system, is that have an annual review or every 2 years. Some people say, well, I have my stuff checked every 5 years. I personally, being a professional in the insurance industry, I highly recommend annually because so many things happen. So you want to have structure and a system set in place on your wealth building journey. No life insurance on the person who needs it most. That's what we're talking about in stage one. No structure after death. Family is left searching, grieving, and guessing. So many people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. That's in the Bible. Ignorance is expensive. Education is the investment. Educate yourself. Find out how the wealth is. I like to know ahead of time on what's going on, and studying and seeing what the wealthy is doing. I've been like that ever since I was young, right? That's how I knew when it was time for me to know about a trust. So I already know what to do at the situation, the area that I am now. Wouldn't have known about holding company, having a holding company. Now because of the businesses, the things that I'm building, I need a holding company. And that's what I'm doing. I'm setting things in order as they arrive. So it's important to figure out your structure, figure out what you want to do for your children, your children's children, right? I'm even going beyond my children. I'm building a legacy from not only just my children's children, but also for my nieces and my nephews. I'm not just talking just to be talking. I'm building wealth and building a legacy in real time, right along with you all. I think that's one of the things that stands me apart because I'm building wealth, building legacy right along with everybody else. And I'm so very proud of what I am building. It's so exciting. I'm so excited about 2026. The hard truth is your family has to figure it out when you pass. If you you didn't leave a plan, then you left a problem. We have to make sure that our family knows exactly what we're doing. And I just believe in that so wholeheartedly that whenever I am, most times if I'm doing Medicare, because your health and wellness, because I believe in saving money and protecting your income. I always like for a loved one to be there, your daughter, the son, the husband, or the wife to be there so they'll know what's going on. Even when I do life insurance, I like for somebody else to be there also so that they'll know what's going on because it's important. I'm not here to sell you no products, even though I was talking about, I do life insurance, Medicare, all that good stuff. But I'm here to help you make the right financial decisions. That's my purpose in the right order, right? Some people, I've heard it so many times. People have hit the lottery. They became, with all this money or different things and bonuses and receive different things. And then you listen to all these people, get some crypto, get this, all the fast, the social media, all of these different things. And they don't have no emergency plan set, like nothing set up saved for emergencies, different things. So just be careful, um, be strategic, include God into your decision making. That's what wealthy families have. They have a system put in place, not products, not luck, not more income. A system that runs in sequence. The plan of the diligence leads to profit. That's biblical. That's in Proverbs 21:5. Why your financial plan isn't working or may not be working is because you skip steps and no one told you to order. Like no one told me to order. Like nobody told me. So don't feel bad or anything like that. Like I didn't come from a wealthy family, right? And so I've been trying to figure it out, right? Because no one told us to order, right? But now today you have a order, you have a game plan, you have stages that now you can look at and figure out what stage are you on in your financial journey, your wealth building journey. You skip steps. No one told you to order. You invested before you had protection, right? We investing, we're doing these things and don't even have a life insurance policy. People don't even realize that your life insurance is part of your financial portfolio. So it's important to have your insurance put in place. So let's don't invest before you have protection. You bought products without a strategy. You're buying all these things without a strategy on how you're going to use it. What are you going to do? You copied social media instead of building a system because it is a lot of information out there and it make it sound good and it's hyped. But have a strategy, have a system, and be intentional. Like be intentional in everything that you do. Be intentional when you go into God and asking him to help you elevate to the next level. Because abundance is your birthright. And he has given us everything we need to live the life that we want to live. It's all up to you. The gift. People forget about the gift, which is the gift of choice. That is so amazing. You have a choice. Yeah, so you got advice from people who weren't architects. They were salespeople. Who is the architects of your future? You are the architect. Wealth gained hastily will dwindle, but whoever gathers little by little will increase it. That's Proverbs 13:11. I also know that you have heard in the Bible, despise not small beginnings. You got to start somewhere, right? Celebrate your wins, even the small wins. Celebrate them. Celebrate them. Because he said, despise not small beginnings. So go ahead and celebrate your wins. Celebrate your next step. Celebrate. Uh-oh, I get way back there. Your role. Let me make sure. Okay. Your role. You don't need more products. You need a financial system. You need a decision framework. You need a clear path. And with God, you can create that. What stage are you on? That's the gist of this. Do we even know what stage we're on?
I just got one question.
Yes.
Do you have an estate?
What do you mean? Do I have an estate? Everybody, when they pass, will have an estate. Yes. Do you own property? Do you have, if you own, you have any belongings?
But doesn't it have to be like, don't you have to pay somebody to put it under an actual name or something?
Okay. So when it comes to estate planning, that's something that you have to do yourself. If you do not, let me just use this for, I guess, an example. I hope I can make this clear to kind of like help you to understand what's going on. So, God forbid, this young lady, often multiple young ladies and men, felt like if they only had one child, right? They only had one child, and they thought that everything that they own, everything that they have, will automatically go to their child, right? That's not the case, Sonny, right? Because all your possessions, everything that you have in your house, everything that you own, if your name is the only thing on it and your children's name is not on it, they're not going to receive your belongings, receive all of your things necessarily easily and effortlessly. Let's say like your bank accounts. If your name is the only name on your bank account, it's going to the state, it's going to probate court. And then it does cost when they go to probate court. They take money out of all the things that you may have, your estate, the money that you have, your bank accounts, your brokerage accounts, your home, anything that access your land, your cars, things that you own. So yes, but it is a process. But if you're talking about maybe like a trust, I'm not quite for sure. If you mean in a trust, when you say an estate, yes, it does cost. You do have to pay for that. You have to pay for to have a will. You also have to pay for a trust, right?
Oh, no, I know you got to pay for it. I'm just asking you, is that, do you have that? Do you, because I've heard a lot of financial people when it come to having a cushion, okay, the $1,000, I'm way past that. I'm on the point where, what do I do with my money? Because I have like money under the mattress. I'm like a money under the mattress type of person. So it's like, what do I do with my money as far as putting it into something? Like I already got land, I got all of that stuff, but am I looking, like you said, I might be looking for a trust. But what I'm asking you is, do you have those things lined up personally?
Absolutely. Not everything, but I'm lining those things up, right?
So
So as far as as far as right now, one of my goals for this year was to actually have a trust. Well, no, let me take that back. I do have a trust, but that trust is not funded, right?
okay,
I
okay,
do have a trust. My kids have a trust, but it's not funded, right? So now my goal is to get another trust. That's my goal for this year. Now that I have my holding company in place, is to have my trust and then put my home into my trust and other things, my brokerage account into my trust. So there's things that you have to do. And then when you have that money, I highly recommend that you look at a lot of the replays that's out there, because you have a lot of options on things that you can do with your money. We talked about ETFs. We talk about REITs. We're talking about opening up a brokerage account. Like, it's with 401k. Like, it's a lot of things that you can do for your money that you have. And if
And
you
that,
want to sit down and maybe have a more in-depth conversation, we can do that. I also have a lot of professionals in the financial industry that will be able to help you as well.
okay. No, I was just asking about the trust. I'm going to schedule a meeting with you for sure, but I was just asking a specific question because it seems like people that are very financially successful seem to have an estate in line or a trust set up around their money. So that's why I wanted to bring that up. But go ahead.
Okay, I appreciate that. So I do have a lot of things set up, but I do have a list of some other things that I still need to set up. Okay, that's why I'm saying I'm building wealth and building my legacy in real time. I'm doing that as we speak, right? Like, I did not have a holding company before this year. You know what I'm saying? So I have a list of things that I'm checking off. That's why it's important that you be intentional and you have a plan and you have a list. I'm being strategic. Okay, I'm going to put this in place. Then after I put this in place, then I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to do that, right? So brokerage account, everything I'm telling you about, it's stuff I have myself. I'm doing myself. I'm not just saying anything or just reading information. I'm not. I'm an ex-banker and I got a chance to have an opportunity to learn and see what wealthy people were doing.
Right.
I hope that helped.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I was just asking you because that's what I'm working on now, like a trust and estate. I was just asking you because that's what, like, I'm looking at all of this stuff and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's great, but I was just personally asking you a question, so you can go ahead.
Okay. But I really do recommend going to madamfinance.com, going to shows, and there is a wealth of information that will, give you something to really truly think about and to help you to have a intelligent conversation if you decide to go to a planner, a
Okay.
professional planner. Like, you'll be able to talk intelligent to them on, hey, this is what I'm thinking about. This is what I'm talking about. I mean, from everything to AI investing into ETFs and all kind of stuff. It's a wealth of information that you can look at over and over and over again until it really clicks. Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna go stage one. Do you have income protection? Like all the life insurance and all the 401ks, all that. Yeah, I have all of that. Stage two. Do you have 3 months of expense saved? That's one of the things. You want to know what to do? That's one of the things that make sure that you do. You have 3 months to 6 months of emergency expenses. Stage three. Do you have an investment accounts open and funded? These are the stages that will help you today. Stage one, stage two, stage three. Where am I at? Where am I? Start, most people keep asking, what should I be investing in? Instead of start asking, what step am I on? So these steps that I created today, that you see today, should be able to help you to know where you should be at. The system. Where should I start? Because most people don't know what stage they are. Do you have your life insurance in place? That's stage one. Stage two, do you have your emergency expense set up? Stage three, okay, after I have these stages done, now let me go to stage three. Do I have investment accounts open and funded? Now I'm on stage four. Once I complete stage one, two, and three, now stage four. Do you have a retirement income plan? Not just a retirement account, because you're not too young to be thinking about that right now. That's when we're talking about generational wealth building. Stage five. Does your family know exactly what to do when you're gone? So this stages should be able to help you figure out what order, where are you at. Commit commit your plans to the Lord and your plans will succeed. That's in Proverbs 16:3.
I love that. I just only thing I don't like about that last one, which is like I've been trying to do the retirement thing, and they're like, "Oh, you'll be so awesome. You're young, blah blah blah." But then when you try to like start doing it, they taking all of the stuff. So it's kind of like all the stuff that we used to invest in with our retirement accounts is gone. So I'm kind of nervous about where to put the money. That's what I was looking at when
Okay.
I was looking at
But
investment
we'll have to get
retirement.
more in depth because from what you said, I don't agree in because a lot of stuff is still here to today. For 100 years, still companies that's been around for years that's still paying dividends year after
Oh
year.
yeah, yeah.
So there are some things. So we just need to have a good conversation.
Okay. I was
Okay.
mainly talking about we not gonna have Social Security and stuff, so it's like we
But
have to.
that's what they say. They've been saying it for a long time. It hasn't happened. So that's just been hearsay. We don't know, but I agree with you. You should not rely on that for sure. Okay? You should rely on nobody to make sure that you have and your family have what you need to have. All right. So this is my closing and my call to action for you all. You are the architect of your family's legacy. Your family shouldn't have to search for your legacy. It should already be waiting for them. Please follow me on Madam Finance on all my platforms. Join us every Wednesday from 9 to 10. Monday through Friday, we have different shows on different things. The Zoom is always the same. The code is always the same. I'm missing a 5 there. It should be 4 5s. Connect with me. Let's get you in the right order. Come on, Sonny, call me. We can go ahead and start putting some things together. Okay. April is going to be Financial System Architect Month, so don't miss it this month. Now, to him who is able to do immeasurable more than all we can ask or imagine is God. Just ask him to guide you and give you your steps. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close out of this. Okay, let me make this bigger. Whew, that was a lot of information today. That was a lot of information. Can somebody give me some takeaways? Did anybody get some takeaways on what stages? Did anybody know what stage they're on? Was this information helpful? Madam Finance needs to know.
Lakeisha, bring us back together.
Oh, I didn't? Oh, there we go.
There we go.
There we go. That's what I thought I did. Thank you so much, Queen, because I thought I was doing something. Any takeaways? Was this information helpful? I need to know what takeaways. This is really important to kind of help me know where to go. Do you know what stage you're on?
I'm for sure on the retirement planning stage, and my takeaway would be the accounts that you gave and the website, your website, going on your website and actually learning from you. Um, that would be my takeaway, like trying to go ahead and get on there and start learning some more information so that I can figure out where to invest my money. Like you were saying, XRP or something you said, but I've been hearing a lot about XRP. Even my boss brought it up yesterday. Like, have you heard about it? And I'm like, yeah, I heard about it. And yeah, so it's just starting to like move in on the action, like you said, funding the accounts.
Okay. Any other takeaways?
Well, I want to congratulate Sonny because I'm here sitting 59 years old. I'll be 60 next year. And with her being my daughter, I'm very, very excited with her connecting with you because I don't want her to be like me. I want her to have something to offer her kids. So many people have kids and don't have nothing to offer them, nothing. And we sitting up having kids. We don't have nowhere for them to live. We don't have no investments. We don't have nothing for them. We gotta wake up. We gotta wake up.
Yeah, I mean, I even look at certain, people in my family as well, and you know, one young lady, she has a daughter, right? She has a daughter, but she's forced to be out here because the mom really hasn't set up anything for her. So, You say you don't like her out there, but what did you have for her? She don't have nowhere to go. She can't come to you because you're not even stable. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? So she's forced to be out here and surviving and doing the best that she can, being with who's
Right.
all for her. It's like it's so important that we set something up for our kids, like to give
Yes.
them that chance. Like, you just see how J.P. Morgan father was like, gave him an
Yeah.
opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And then he did something with it. Will all your kids would everyone do something with it? They may not.
Yeah.
But he was able to capitalize on that, and then he ran with it. Wouldn't you want that for your
Yes.
family member?
Give him a
Mm-hmm.
chance.
Give him a
Yeah.
chance. Anybody
And
else?
it's
One
not.
last thing. Anybody else have a takeaway? Okay, well, it's 10:02. So would love to end with giving yourself a hug, because as women, we go through a lot, we do a lot. And sometimes we forget to give ourselves some love and some grace. I love to kiss myself. Give yourself some love and the grace. Don't be so hard on yourself. And it's not over till it's over. As long as you can wake up every day, you have an opportunity to change your situation. Let's hug the world, because the world needs a hug too. And let's send love and light to all of those that are in authority, because the Bible says, pray for those that are in authority. Whether we like them or not, we send enough love and light to those in authority. You never know what miracles can take place. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who showed up today. I really hope you get a chance to figure out what stage that you are on in your financial journey, your legacy building journey. And I hope this really, truly helped a lot of people. So peace out. It's Wednesday. This is the middle of the week. So let's end this week out with a bang. We're in the second quarter. Let's make it productive. Peace and love.
Amen.
Mwah,
Thank you,
mwah.
Lakeisha. That was awesome.
Thank you, love. Thank
Amen.
you.
Have a great day, you guys.
Yes. Have a blessed day. On purpose.
Peace out.
Peace
No,
out.
we're not about to do that part. You ain't trying here? Yeah, and